Hi there, Dave Ross with Ross Running, and we've got two more big distance finals coming up tonight. Actually, tomorrow morning, Tokyo time, about 6 or 7 hours from now. First of all is the women's 3,000 meter steeplechase. We've got three Americans in the final, which is really cool for American track and field fans, and some great contenders in that race. Let's go into some details. First of all, let's talk about the weather. In typical Tokyo fashion, we're expecting something around 85, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. High humidity, real feel, that's going to be pretty close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's affected some of the other distance races. We've seen slower, more tactical races. Maybe not as much of a factor in the steeplechase, but it's still going to be something to consider. What are we going to see as far as pace goes? There's the world record holders in the race, and Beatrice Chepkoech. So she's run 8:44. She's run a best of 9:03, 9:04 this year. And my understanding is she has some minor injuries, maybe some hamstring problems. So I think that's going to be a factor in the pace. I don't expect to see anybody to take off on their own and sort of dominate the race. I think it's going to be tactical early, and in typical fashion, I think you're going to see Emma Coburn and Courtney Frerichs both start out more conservatively, and they have a tendency to close any gaps over the last 800 meters and finish really strongly. On the same note, they're not the greatest kickers over the last 100, 150 meters compared to some of the other athletes. So a faster pace, I think, would benefit them. We'll see what happens there. I think we're going to see something that's going to end up still in the low 9:04, 9:05 range for a winning time. Obviously, Courtney's the American record holder. She's run 9 flat, and Emma Coburn's run 9:02. This year, Emma's already run 9:08, and Courtney's run, I think, around 9:11. So let's go into the medal contenders. How do I think this is going to play out? The outlier here is you've got Hyven Kaying from Kenya, and she has a personal best of 9 flat. She's run 9:03 this year. She's my pick to win this race. She's run some really good races already this year, and I think she's going to be the one who ultimately wins the gold medal. Second place, I'm going to go ahead and go with Emma Coburn. Again, always a strong contender, a strong closer, and a medalist in basically every major competition that we've had in the last few years, including gold at the World Championships in the past. I think Courtney is going to come up for bronze. She's made some major improvements at other distances in the last year. When I interviewed her earlier this summer, we talked about how she's run new personal bests at both 1,500 meters and at 5,000 meters, and how that's really helped her strength. And so I actually wouldn't be surprised to see if she pops up for silver, but I'm still going to go with bronze for Courtney. Should be a great race. The other race that we have that we're looking forward to is the men's 800 meters. Really a lot of changes this year. Obviously, David Rudisha, not healthy, not at the Olympics. And there's a lot of guys who have struggled with some injuries in the past year to 2 years. Really a pretty wide open race. I don't think we're going to see any sort of world records. It's a fast track. We've seen that in the 400 hurdles races and some other races. But I think we're going to ultimately end up seeing something in the 142 range. Obviously, heat's not going to be as much of a factor over 800 meters as it would be over the longer distances. So let's go into the medalists. I have Ferguson Rotich from Kenya for the win. He's run in 142 range already this year. He looked really good in the semifinals, had a great close to win his semifinal, and I think that's going to be a factor. How the pace goes out is going to be a factor. I don't think you're going to see anybody go out really quickly. I don't think it's going to be 49 or 50. I think maybe 51. Could be even 52 for the first 400 meters. We'll see how that plays out. In second place, I have Clayton Murphy. Obviously, he's a great closer. I hope to see him stick close to the front and not be in 5th or 6th with 150 meters to go. hopefully he can use that gear, be in the top 3 with that last 100, and who knows what happens if that's the case. It's going to be a tactical race. Like I said, you have no rabbits. We'll see how the pace plays out. And in 3rd place, I'm going to go ahead and go with Nigel Amos. So the quirky thing there is he was put into this race after a protest, after a fall. He got tangled up with the other American in the 800 semis, and so he was put in out of protest. He's run quickly this year, battled some injuries in the last couple of years, seems to be healthy. He didn't look all that great in the semi when he took the fall. He wasn't in a great position when that happened. So that's why I have him for the bronze and not a higher pick. Ultimately, I think we're going to see something in the low 142 range, 142.3, maybe something in that neighborhood. And again, weather's not going to be a big factor there. What are we going to see at the Prefontaine meet, when these guys have a rabbit on August 21st? I think you're going to see something much quicker, probably something in the more like the 141 range, as long as nobody has any Olympic hangovers to deal with from too much celebrating. But yeah, it's a fast track again, but we're not going to see any world records in the men's 800 meters. So those are my picks. We look forward to some more great races, and we'll see you again for our predictions for the other upcoming distance finals.